Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a little hard to get through. You could probably tell my voice is very raspy, but we're going to be checking out the Soundcore Life P3. I saw that a lot of you guys had requested it in the comment section, so instead of just getting a hold of one, I went ahead and got a hold of all 5 colors that these come in. And we're going to see if this kind of sticks to what Soundcore does, which is give you a lot for your money. In fact, this pair is a STEM style design earbud. It does have active noise canceling. It has 11mm drivers. It works with Soundcore's app. It has wireless charging, pretty good battery life, 6 mics for phone calls, and it only comes in at $80. So that already sounds good, but we need to check out how well these features work. We need to see what all comes inside the box, talk about the sound, and see if these are worth that $80 price tag. So to start with, let's go ahead and talk about these colors real quick. They do pretty much have something for everybody. You can see I have the black version, the navy blue, the white/cream color, a baby blue, and then a coral color. And I really like the design of these because not only do they stick with these colors, but they're also kind of trimmed in a shinier version of the color on the outside. So it just kind of makes these pop a little bit. And I think as far as the design wise, it looks really good, especially from someone that doesn't normally care about STEM style design earbuds. Now, as far as the technology in these, they are using Bluetooth 5.0. Now, they do not have aptX playback, but they do have AAC and SBC. So I really would have liked to have seen these have aptX playback. But outside of that, one very important thing about this earbud is it works with Soundcore's app. And it's really important that you use these with that because not only does it allow you to update your earbuds, there's different modes of noise canceling that you can switch between. There's an ambient mode. It also allows you to switch these into a gaming or low latency mode. So it cuts down on any kind of lag with movies, videos, or games. So that's nice that these have that. It also has a Find My Earbuds feature, which makes it really easy to locate these if you just happen to forget where you left them. The app also allows you to switch around some of the controls because right out of the box, it does not give you control over everything. Weirdly enough, there's also a soothing sound feature. So if you're trying to sleep or trying to relax or focus, it has some built-in relaxing sounds that you can hear. And you really don't see that with a lot of other earbuds. And then outside of that, the EQ options that it has is very nice because it has a lot of pre-built ones in here, but it also has a bass up mode, which is basically a bass boost mode for you bass heads if you just want that little bit of extra thump. And then the only other thing is it does have a fit test just to kind of make sure that the earbuds are in your ears the right way. And I've, again, always said that's important because if you don't have the right fit or the right seal, you're not really getting the most out of your earbuds anyway. Now let's go ahead and talk about the active noise canceling. Like I said, in the app, there are 3 different modes you can switch between. There's an indoor mode, which is focusing more on blocking out people talking. There's an outdoor mode, which is focusing more on blocking out traffic. And then there is a transportation or travel mode, which is focused a little bit more on blocking out engine noises and things like that. So I do like that the noise canceling has different modes so it knows what to try to block out. And surprisingly, I think the noise canceling is very good on these. I think Soundcore has progressively gotten better with their noise canceling. Now, these are not going to stack up against the Sony or the Bose, but those cost $280 where these are $80. So technically, you can get 3 pairs of these. And I think the noise canceling stacks up about 75% to the Sony or the Bose. So I think it does a really good job, especially when it comes to low engine noises and air conditioner units. I do feel like a lot of people talking still kind of gets through, but if you're trying to block out a lot of other things just to kind of hear your music a little bit better or just focus a little bit better, this pair really does a decent job with this. And same thing with the ambient mode. Because these are using 6 microphones, the mics do an excellent job of being able to pick up your surroundings. I think you can hear things very clearly. It does have a slightly digital sound, but that is exactly what it is. It's a digital microphone pulling in your surroundings, and it's very easy also to carry on a conversation without actually having to take your earbuds out. So the noise canceling and the ambient mode, I think they did a very good job. Just don't try to compare this to models that are $280. That's where it's not really a fair fight, and you can definitely tell a difference. Now, as far as using these outdoors, it does have an IPX5 rating. Most noise canceling earbuds come in at around IPX4, so this is just a slight boost above that. And really it's just peace of mind because you don't have to worry if it starts to rain or if you're somebody that sweats heavily or if they get splashed, but you definitely do not want to submerge this pair into water. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, it does come with 5 sets of ear tips. And one little nice touch that I like about these is depending on what color earbuds that you got is exactly the color ear tips that you're gonna get as well. So it's not just like a generic black or generic clear ear tip. The black model has black, the blue has blue, and then you kind of get the point from there. But I do like that it matches no matter what color earbud that you bought. And then as far as anything else inside the box, the charging cable on these is a USB-C cable. And I'm also happy to say that you don't have to keep up with the USB-C cable because the case is also a Qi wireless charging case. So you could just come in, drop this on any Qi wireless charger, and it will start charging. And speaking of the charging, battery life is pretty impressive, especially if you're gonna use these with the noise canceling off. You can get 7 hours on the earbuds themselves with around 35 hours using the case. Now, if you just decide to use these with the noise canceling on the whole time, you're still going to get 6 hours on the earbuds with around 30 hours using the case. And if you do happen to pick them up and they are dead, it also has that fast charge feature where a 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. So battery life, I think, is very good, especially with these having active noise canceling. And another thing that I really liked about these is if you don't have them in the case and you're not playing anything out of them for about 30 minutes, it will just auto shut off, which kind of saves your battery, especially for you guys that, forget to just put them in the case or turn them off. It just automatically does it for you. And I like this feature, and you really just don't see it in a lot of other earbuds. Now, moving over to checking out the case on these, the case is very small and compact. It has a matte finish to it where it is glossy right where the logo is in the center. You can see on the back it has the USB-C input for charging, and then around on the front you have 3 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is on the case. Now, there's also a pairing button that's located underneath the lid between both of the earbuds. And then moving over to looking at the earbuds themselves, the design of them matches the case perfectly. You have a matte finish on the stem itself. It is also trimmed in a glossier version of whatever color that you have, and I think it just gives these a very sleek look. Now, these do use touch controls, and out of the box, they for some reason did not give you the ability to go back to the previous track, but you can go into your settings and switch some things around and actually get these to control all the necessities. Basically, your play, your pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and your volume control. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds one at a time, you'll be happy to know that you can do that with either the left or the right. And in fact, it actually switches it over into mono mode so that you're getting all of your audio out of that one earbud. It's not just playing what the left would be playing and not getting the right, it's just getting all of your audio, which is a very big plus for you guys that just like to have one in at a time. Now, as far as the microphones on here, they have 6 microphones total, so there's 3 on each ear. And they also have the beamforming mic, so you have a mic that's focused in on your voice, and then you have the other microphones that are trying to do a good job of blocking out your surroundings. And I think they did a very good job with the microphones, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the Life P3s. I think for you Android users that are looking for microphones that are comparable to AirPods, this might be the answer. I feel like it does a very good job of picking up my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, because the sound on these, in my opinion, is not really a surprise. Ever since Soundcore released the Liberty 2 Pros and the Liberty 2s, they've kind of stuck to this very dynamic sound signature with really prominent bass, some very nice bright treble, and these stick to that theme. You have a very punchy bass, and if you want it to be even punchier, you go in the app and turn up that bass up mode, which I don't think is necessary. I think the bass that these have right out of the box box sounds fantastic. The mids are pushed forward enough that you don't ever feel like the vocalist is getting drowned out by anything. And that's important because when you have a very dominant bass and a nice bright treble, sometimes the mids can seem to get a little lost, and you can tell that they're doing a very good job of just pushing it up just enough. And the treble on these have excellent detail. It's very bright. It kind of has an airiness to it, which makes these seem a little bit more open. So as far as the soundstage and the sound imaging, it is a pretty decently open sounding earbud, and being able to tell where things are coming from, these have no issues with. I think really as far as audio quality, the only problem is, even though the fact that you can go into the app and EQ these and go between different EQ options, no matter which ones that I tried, it always had that really punchy bass. So if you're not a bass head and you would like to tone it down some, this pair doesn't really do a good job with that, because it seems as though it's just trying to give you all bass and all treble all the time. But really outside of that, the only other cons that I have is there's no in-ear sensors. I just like this in earbuds where it will pause if you take them out of your ears and resume when you put them back in. And these not having aptX playback is just kind of a bummer, because there are other pairs in this price range that have a lot of similar features that do have aptX playback. So that I would have liked to have seen done differently. But I think the overall package for 80 bucks, I think you're getting a lot when it comes to the features. You're getting dynamic sound, you're getting wireless charging, pretty decent battery life, and also the ability to work with an app that's giving you a bunch of different controls over your earbuds. I think a lot of people are going to be completely happy with these. I also like the color options. I'm a huge fan of this navy blue version. It's just something that stands out a little bit and has a different look than a lot of other earbuds. So yes, I definitely highly recommend these, unless you're just somebody wanting a more dulled out flat sound. That's the one area I do not think these are capable of. But outside of that, the value is there, and I highly recommend them. So guys, that's my video on the Soundcore Life P3s. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.